What's up, guys? So this is my first basically a project that features some trading interfaces. As you can see, the project is not yet complete. We're still working on it. Now this project is built on the NextJS framework, which is pretty new, and I really had to spend time to try and wrap my head around it, because NextJS is a full stack framework that utilizes React as its front end. So with NextJS you can build full stack websites such as this. Now this whole platform was built with NextJS. As you can see, the UI is cool. You have the profile page here, and I guess this is on the dashboard. Okay, this is the P2P. These are the different environments. This is the ads page when you go to P2P and ads, and this is the dashboard. We'll wait while that board up, but currently I'm trying to adjust the contrast because I'm trying to have a cool shadow effect, and this styling is for Tailwind. So if you're seeing this BG, contrast, text white, flex no wrap, this is Tailwind inline styling, and I'm gonna save this and watch. Currently I'm adjusting the contrast of this. I don't know if you guys can notice the change in color. Okay, let me do something more drastic so that you guys will. Some people don't work with contrast. If you don't, then you've learned something new. For instance, this okay, so you can see that it contrasts the background with the container. So that is what the contrast basically does. The contrast property, it creates a contrast between the two layers. Like this effect was achieved with contrast and a little bit of shadowing so that it has that poppy kind of feeling. Okay, so now I'm going to be adjusting this to, let's say, 75. Let's see the effects. I just want to get a kind of not too shadowy effect, but at the same time something moderate. Or let me just get this out first. Let me check if using a different color for the background would work, and it's still not to my taste. Okay. For now I might just probably come back to this. Now has my dashboard loaded? My dashboard. Okay, now this is an API run by something we call Axion. For those who use React, you may have encountered Axion in one way or another, but one thing about NextJS which may or will, because it's a very common problem. I searched Stack Overflow, searched many Quora, YouTube for answers, and I couldn't get what I want, is the fact that NextJS is what we call SSR, server-side rendering, meaning that your documents or your HTML pages are being rendered from a server, not the browser. Okay, so in your NextJS you can't do something like let me say you can't return return some JavaScript codes directly from your NextJS. It will throw up an error, maybe documents not defined. I'll be like, what? Documents? Yeah, because you can't access the DOM. You can't manipulate the DOM directly if you're using NextJS, because it's being rendered from the server, not the browser. And that is why JavaScript can no longer be called a scripting language, because it is no more restricted to your browser. It's a cool feature, but it may be a feature that may shake you up a little if you're used to normal, okay, getting everything through window object or document object and following the document tree. But there's a way to impute your JavaScript code within your NextJS project, just like the normal way you would use for React with your funny curly braces. But this won't work if you're trying to do something like render an API written in JavaScript directly into this code. It's going to throw up an error. So I just thought to point out, because that was one of the things that got me stuck in this project. And let me outline some cool features for you. This iOS copy is a cool React icon. I did this for the copy function here. Where is my P2P? Okay, my profile. Okay, yeah. So when you click this, you get this nice little pop-up that says copy to clipboard, and the name actually copies to your clipboard. Okay, so this was achieved using this icon and this toast container. If I scroll down, you should be able to see the codes where I used where I wrote the constant. So this is the code that controls the copy to clipboard, and this toast.success is what would tell your code to, if it's clicked, it will tell you to pop up there and say, yo, you got this copied right here. So you can see it has a 5-second interval. That's what this auto close is. It's your set interval, which is 5 seconds, and you have this this is 0.5 seconds, sorry, or 500 milliseconds, and you have this this is your icon here. You can see they copied. Now if you write this code, you have to remember to always define copied, because copied is defined here as a constant. So I'm just referencing the value, which is navigator.clipboard.write text, and this value gets the value of the text within that that paragraph. Okay, so it's as easy as that. This targets previous element sibling dot text content. So it's going to target the text content here, and it's going to render it for you. Then once this is successful, your toast container your toast container pops up for about 0.5 seconds, say, hey, yo, this is already copied. You feel me? Okay, so that is a short overview of the project. Is there anything else? Yeah, there was a nice chart. But I commented it out because I didn't like the styling of the chart. But I would show you the codes for you to see. Yeah, this is the chart. Okay, I changed some things here. Sorry, I won't be able to show you the code. I've changed the API to render this. Sorry, where's my dashboard? Yeah, this. So this stuff you're seeing here is live from CoinGecko. I'm just fetching it from there. So one cool thing about NextJS is that NextJS is your easiest way to transition to full stack development. If you're stuck in the front end and you want to build full-on projects, trust me, NextJS is I got stuck a lot of times and I had to do a lot of research, but that's because NextJS is pretty new, but I can tell you it's very promising. It is promising. Once you have your JavaScript down, your React down, NextJS is the framework for you to go to. So you can see a lot of backend codes are also here. let me show you my services where I fetch my data. So backend codes for you to see. Okay. Oh, and you might be wondering why the folder structure is like this. Well, NextJS has a cool feature where you can segment your components and reference it to your pages. Now, whatever file you create here in your pages folder right here is gonna be your routing link. Okay, so if you go to pages stroke p2p, it will render this. Okay, it will render this. Then you still have it will render this. Your index would be the first thing it's rendered. Then all these ads, buyers, posts are all your components that are linked to your index. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand, let me kind of show you. These ads, buyer, and post new ads are all imported here. Okay, they are all imported right here in your import statement so that you can access it. But to show you what I mean, I'm just going to create a test page real quick. Is that easy? I'm going to create a test page, and you will see that this test page is going to route immediately. Okay, now I've created my test page. Now let's just import some already designed layouts. Okay, nothing too scary. Just if you're new to this, it's nothing too scary. I just need to the cool thing about React is you create reusable components, so I don't have to code all this from scratch. I'm just going to import this layout, which is the layout of my whole project. All these things you're seeing here, I don't need to write copy and paste the codes anymore. All of them are within this. So, and oh sorry, I didn't copy that. And you really do not, it's not necessary for you to always import React, because by default React is important. Some of you don't know that. So but yeah, it may be a good habit, but it's not really necessary. Okay, so we've imported the alt layouts. We import these transactions, and I'll show you what this transaction is. Okay, these are already written in my components folders. I'm just linking it from my component to this page. Okay, I'm linking it from my components in this layouts. You have your alt layout here, as you can see. So these are just components that have already been coded. I'm just linking it. Okay, so no big deals. There's nothing so scary about what I'm doing. Okay, there's nothing so scary about it. I'm just linking. Alright, so we've imported alt layouts and transactions, and these transactions is what you see right here. This the transaction component is what holds all this. Okay, so we've done that. Any other thing? It's just a test project, so I don't really want to add much. Let's see. I think this is pretty much it. Okay, so let's just work with this. Now let me create a const, call it test equal to an arrow function, which is gonna give us our auth first layout. So this is pretty much just standard React. Okay, nothing strange going on here, is what you should be familiar with. Okay, and after this, let's just maybe create a div. Okay, let's just create a div, and let's just say let's create a h1 in the div, and let's just say test. Okay, let's add the section. within, let's section this. Okay, this will be the section. I just want something quick just to give you an overview. Okay, I think this is pretty much adjusted properly. Okay, still popping up an error. Oh, sorry. I finally found it. I forgot to add my return value. I'm supposed to return this as a value. How else is it gonna render? Silly me. Okay, this is gonna be returned. You see, sometimes we make beginner mistakes. It's not, nobody is a god in coding. We just try as much as possible to be better and keep improving at it. Okay, so I think all is done right here, and ensure that everything is working fine. Okay, parents alt layout should encompass this. Okay, this is how it should be nested. I think is all done. Okay, now we'll just go to our page and let's just restart it. Okay, no editing guys, no editing. This is me live coding. This is how I do it. This is how I do my thing. When working on big projects like this, it's good you create two layers to your project. A layer to build your components, then a pages, then naturally your pages in NextJS is gonna route your whole project. So every single URL is right here. Any single folder or file you create here, if you create a folder, the index is going to be the first thing that will be displayed. So your routing is here, and you can link your components so that your codes don't get too bulky. For this project where you have so many data and so many fetching and so many UIs, it's best to follow this model so you can better organize your code. It's throwing up an error. Model not found, can resolve. Import alt layout from, oh, sorry. I think I may have missed where I may be having an issue. Okay, this with the directory. I think the problem is coming from the directory. Okay, so let's refresh and wait. Oh snap! Export. I must be really tired today for me to forget all these tests. Sorry about this. Okay. Sorry about this. So I think we're done here. So you can see that I don't need to do any work. The alt layer has rendered this page and giving me every single routing I need right here in the side pane. The transactions has also been routed here to display, has also been linked here to display, and we just created a beautiful URL so easily, just like that. And you can see our little h1 test here. If you can see it, let me just add the class name and give it some Tailwind styling of text whites, and it should update automatically. The cool thing about NextJS is that it refreshes your page immediately you save. Okay, so it does fast refresh, all right, for your project. So even when users are going to be navigating, everything is already just like any React project. Okay, it's preloaded, and they just use it as use it like an app. All right, so that is how you can simply create reusable components in your full stack NextJS project. I will be doing more videos of me live coding since I cannot be with you guys all the time. I can't be with you guys all the time. I'm sorry. I promised 7 days. Now 7 days is getting to 14 days, and you should know it's not my fault. Working with the backend and the client and all this, sometimes unforeseen issues come when you work on projects, and it's nobody's fault. So sometimes you go beyond your stipulated time, but I promise you guys I'll be back soon. If I'm not back soon, I would definitely make more live coding session videos. I would have been doing this since, because I'm through with the project. There's not much to do anymore, so I would have done this earlier, but the idea just came to me now, and I hope you guys have learned one or two things. Read NextJS doc if you're curious about NextJS, if you want to take your front end to the next level and model through into backend and get familiar with backend environments, get familiar with being a full stack developer and all that. Increase your knowledge on ReactJS, React library, data fetching, working with APIs. These are the things that rule Web 2.0 and 3.0 currently. If you can't fetch APIs, if you can't fetch data, if you can't work with components and all these things, you're gonna have a hard time as a developer, because you're going to be doing a lot of imperative programming without these frameworks and these libraries. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like, subscribe, follow, keep coding, and do your best, do your shit. Don't ever give up. Look for a way, no matter